My Poor Family. Part 1. A Small House in a Village. My name is Rafi. I am 12 years old. I live with my family in a small village. Our house is old and made of mud and wood. It has only 2 rooms. When it rains, the roof leaks. Sometimes we put pots on the floor to catch the water. We are a poor family. My father works as a laborer. He digs the ground, carries bricks, and builds walls. His hands are always rough and full of blisters. My mother stays at home and takes care of us. She also weaves baskets and sells them in the market. My grandmother is very old and sits by the fire most days. My 2 sisters help mother, and I help too after school. My little brother is only 4 years old. He plays in the dote and laughs a lot. We don't have a TV, a fridge, or even a fan. We have an old radio. Sometimes, in the evening, we listen to music or news on it. We eat simple food, mostly rice, lentils, and vegetables. Meat is a special meal, maybe once a month. Even though we have little, my parents are kind. They tell us to share, help others, and never lie. My father says we are rich in love, and that is enough. Part 2. School days. I go to a small school in the village. It has broken walls and few benches. Our teacher is strict but kind. I like studying. I like math and reading the most, but I don't have many books. I share with my friend Kareem. He is also from a poor family. Sometimes I feel ashamed because my uniform is old and torn. Other children laugh at my shoes. They are full of holes. But my teacher tells me not to feel bad. You are bright, he says. One day, you will do great things. Every morning, I wake up early, help my mother fetch water, then go to school. After school, I carry firewood or help in the market. Some days, I feel tired, but I know I must study if I want to change our life. Part 3. Hard Times. One year, the rains did not come. The crops failed. My father could not find work in the village. There was no money. We had to eat less food. My mother made thin soup to fill our stomachs. One night, my little brother cried. He was hungry. My mother held him and cried too. I had never seen her cry before. That winter, my father went to the city to look for work. He stayed there for 3 months and sent us some money. It was not much, but it helped us buy food and clothes. During this time, I became stronger. I collected firewood, fetched water, and helped mother sell baskets. My sisters sewed clothes for neighbors. We worked together as a family. Part 4. A visit from the teacher. One day, my teacher came to our house. He sat with my father and mother. He said, "Rafi is a smart boy. He must continue his studies. He has a future." "But we have no money," my father said. "I will talk to the school," said the teacher. "Maybe he can get help." A week later, the teacher told us I got a scholarship. My school fees would be free. I also got a school bag, books, and new shoes. I was so happy, I cried. For the first time, I felt like the world was opening its door to me. Part 5. Dreams in the Dark. Even though we lived in a small house, I had big dreams. I wanted to become a doctor. I wanted to help poor families like mine. My grandmother once said, "A child with a dream is like a seed with rain." At night, I studied under the light of a small oil lamp. I read my books aloud. My sisters sat near me and listened. I told them, "One day, I will make life better for all of us." My mother smiled and said, "May your dream come true, my son." Part 6. Struggles continue. Life did not become easy. Some days we had no money for food. My father fell sick and could not work. My mother worked harder, and so did I. I tutored younger kids in the village for a little money. I cleaned a neighbor's yard on weekends. My sisters also stopped going to school. You continue, they said. You must finish for all of us. It hurt me to see them give up their dreams, but they did it for me. I promise them, one day, you will also study again. Part 7, A Letter from the City. 2 years later, I finished middle school with top marks. The school set my name to a big school in the city. They gave me a full scholarship. I had to live far from my family, but I said yes. My parents hugged me and cried. Be strong, my father said. Make us proud, said my mother. In the city, life was fast. The buildings were tall, the roads were wide, and people looked different. I felt scared at first, but I studied hard. I read books in the library, asked questions in class, and never gave up. I wrote letters to my family every week. My little brother drew pictures and sent them back. Part 8, The Long Road. Years passed. I finished high school with honors. Then I got into medical college. It was the happiest day of my life. It was not easy. I had to work part-time jobs. I cleaned floors in a hospital and served tea in a small shop. But I never stopped studying. Every time I felt tired, I remembered my family. Their smiles, their sacrifices, their faith in me kept me going. Part 9, Coming Home. 10 years after I left the village, I returned. I was now a young doctor. I wore a white coat and carried a bag full of medicine. The village people came to greet me. My mother hugged me with tears in her eyes. My father stood tall with pride. My sisters smiled and cried. You did it, they said. I did not do it alone, I replied. We all did it, together. Part 10, Giving Back. Now I live in the village again. I opened a small clinic. I treat people who cannot pay. I visit schools and tell children to dream big. I sent my sisters back to school. One of them wants to become a teacher. My little brother wants to be an engineer. We still live in a small house, but we are building a new one with bricks and a strong roof. We still don't have many things, but we have hope. We have love, and we have dreams. My poor family is still poor in money, but we are rich in heart, and that is the greatest wealth of all. Part 11, The New House. With the money I saved from my job as a doctor, we started building a better house. It had 3 rooms, a kitchen, and a bathroom. We used bricks, cement, and a strong roof, so rain would never bother us again. My father and I worked side by side. Though he was older now, he said, "Let me help." I never thought I'd live to see this day. My mother planted flowers outside. This is more than a house, she said. It is our dream made real. When the house was finished, we invited the whole village. People came with food and gifts. We ate together, laughed, and thanked God. Part 12, The Village Clinic. I turned one of the rooms in our new home into a small clinic. People from nearby villages began to visit. Some were too poor to pay, but I never refused them. Dr. Raffi, they called me. You understand our pain. I treated children with coughs, gave medicine to elders, and helped pregnant women. I also taught people how to stay clean, eat healthy, and take care of their families. My mother helped me organize the medicines. My sisters wrote the names of the patients in a notebook. It became our family work, serving others. Part 13, A Second Chance. One day, I looked at my sisters and said, "It's time for you to chase your dreams." They looked at me with wide eyes. "But we are too old for school." "You're never too old," I smiled. I paid for their school fees. I bought them books and uniforms. They walked to school with proud faces. At first, some people laughed at them. But slowly, the village began to understand. My elder sister finished her studies and became a school teacher. She now teaches young girls and tells them, "Don't stop your dreams for anyone." Part 14, A Brother's Promise. My little brother Hamid was growing fast. He loved numbers and drawing. He often sat beside me while I worked, asking questions. "Will I become something one day?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "You will become more than something. You will become someone great." He studied hard. I helped him with homework. My sisters taught him too. He said he wanted to become an engineer so he could build more houses like ours for families who have none. I promised to support him just like everyone supported me. Part 15. A visit to the city. One day, I took my family to the city. It was their first time seeing tall buildings, buses, and bright lights. My father held my little brother's hand and looked up. "So this is where you lived all those years?" "Yes," I said, "but home was always with you." We went to the hospital where I studied and worked. My old teacher there hugged me and said, "Look at you now, Rafi. You are a light for your people." I introduced my family to the people there. Many were surprised. "This is the family that made you who you are?" they asked. "Yes," I said proudly. "My poor family made me rich in ways money never could." Part 16. The letter. One evening, I received a letter from the government. It said I was chosen for a national award for service to rural health. I read the letter out loud to my family. My mother cried. "Your father and I never went to school," she said, "but our son will speak in front of great people." I traveled to the capital. I wore a simple suit. When I walked onto the stage, I thought of my village, my school, my sisters, my parents. In my speech, I said, "This award is not just mine. It belongs to every poor child with a dream, and every family that sacrifices so their child can fly." Part 17. The dream continues. Now, many years later, our village has changed. There is a new school, clean water, and even a small library. Other children are dreaming big too. My sisters are role models. My brother is studying at a good college. My mother plants vegetables in the backyard. My father sits on the porch and tells stories to young children. Our new house has lights, fans, and even a small TV. But the radio still sits in the corner. It reminds us of the old days. Sometimes I sit alone and think of how far we have come. Part 18. The heart of the story. People often ask me, "Rafi, what is your secret?" I tell them, the secret is love, sacrifice, and belief. My family gave up everything so I could succeed. They stayed strong when life was hard. They never stopped believing in me. That belief became my strength. We were a poor family, but we were rich in all the things that matter: love, hope, and unity. And that is the heart of our story.